about any memories of the bars that, back then, the saloon, the 90s, whatever other ones you can remember?
Well, I mostly went to the gay 90s. It was a lot of transition in the gay 90s during the time I was in there because the bar was expanding upstairs, downstairs, and there was different bars being added as I as the 90s expanded. So the leather bar was upstairs and it had a huge motorcycle in it. That was our first actual leather bar that I can remember that we called our leather bar, and Atons was supportive of that. And then as it moved further back into the guts of the building, it was further back to the west, I remember, and it became bigger. And so I stayed, that is where I went, when I went into the bar. It was at the 90s. And that's basically the bar that I went to.
Did you have any involvement in the larger Twin Cities GLBT community through the
And
years?
I had no involvement
Okay.
with that, no.
Uh, did you travel to any leather events or things in other cities?
I did.
Talk
I
about
did
those.
travel to, I was pretty active traveling and going to the different runs. I remember it was a great time to party. It was great to meet different people, different parts of the country. Uh, and it was a good, Atons is truly brotherhood. And so if somebody, angered one of the other members or back and forth, we usually heard it from each other before it went public. And so if you really got drunk, we took care of each other. It was fun. I remember going to St. Louis, Chicago, Green Bay, Chicago, Kansas City. Depending on the time of the year. I remember being snowed in Green Bay one winter. I didn't think we'd ever get out of that place, but it was fun. You took care of each other, rode together. It was pretty intimate.
Talk about some of the other club names at that time.
I remember the Kansas City guys. I remember the guys in Des Moines. I didn't get to know. I think I remember in Chicago we'd go to the Gold Coast or Touche's, and there was those were always larger runs. So you get to know some of these your people by faces, not carrying on with them, but them. I remember the Agronauts up in north in Wisconsin there. Never kept in touch with any of those people. Traveled somewhat with some of the guys in the Black Guard. We'd hook up, and be together. So that was that.
Can you can you expand and tell a story about one of the runs or anything?
I'm not going to talk about the runs per se, expanding what happened or whatever. It was, no, I'm not going to do that.
Were there any? Do you remember any title contests when you were involved, or hadn't that started yet?
I think the first one was international. It was MI, whatever that was called. Jim Wells was our first representative that we promoted from Minneapolis to go to Chicago. I don't remember the name of. I never went. Oh, I did go once. Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, I never seen so many good-looking men in one gathering. It was great.
How long were you involved with the Atons?
How long was I involved with the Atons? I'm sure I was involved, 77 through probably up until 1990.
And why did you decide to kind of step back?
I didn't feel like I was being able to take enough time to participate, and you sort of fall back when you start. You don't keep going to meetings, be in contact with new members, learning new members, and it was a whole new group because so many people had either died or they'd left the club, and starting a new, being older than most of them, I didn't think I was going to be able to participate, or my life maybe was changing in other ways where I didn't want to have that be more than what I wanted to participate in.
Did you have any involvement with the Knights of Leather?
No, I had no involvement with the Knights of Leather.
So lots of clubs have come and gone over the years. Why do you think the Atons are still here?
Well, I think the Atons are still here because there isn't some people who want to just be noted for just being an Aton without participating and working and keeping the club moving forward, and sharing brotherhood, listening to each other, not being a king or queen, or where you don't think you have to work to become a member, to enjoy your fellow members, being active, participating, joining in.
What are your hopes for the future of the Atons or Leather in general?
What are my hopes for the Atons in the future?
Yeah.
My hopes are that they can still be a member in good standing in the community, participate in events that will help them showcase their membership, and work as a club and get members out there, new members, younger guys involved. Because I don't think the Atons are a threatening club in the gay community, so that's all what I feel.
What would you say to future members of the Atons or to other young leathermen and leatherwomen in general? What advice would you give them?
What would I give a future person in joining the leather crowd? Don't be shy or be afraid of it until you've actually, heard from an actual member what leather is about, and go slow with it. Know yourself.
Okay, I skipped over a question here. Any memories of the time when AIDS first appeared and the years after?
Do I have memories of AIDS?
Yeah, I mean, what are your memories of that time? What was it like?
Well, personally, it was awful. I lost quite a few friends. If you look around at the age group that I'm in, there's few members or fewer people of my age who are in the gay community because they are no longer with us. It was horrible. It was every week. It was somebody new who was who had AIDS. It was terrible because family members were moving away from these people, and other members or other people in the community were coming forward to take these people in. I remember 2 guys came to live with me for a while, and nothing was being done. It was terrible. I just can't get. It was. When I think about it, it was. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Actually, it's.